Today I have this sick new fat bike, e-bike. We've got some huge 4-inch tyres on here. We've got a 750 watt BaFang motor with 80 Newton meters of torque, 7-speed Shimano gears, and we're going to be testing it out today, riding it around and see how it performs. The first test I'm going to do is try all this sand at this beach with these huge fat tyres. It's actually, you can, wow, it doesn't even drift. Oh, it kind of, yeah, it doesn't drift. Got folding pedals on here as well, which is quite useful for crashing so you don't snap them. Anyway, what I was gonna do is come onto this sand and then try and get back up this hill, which is no issue for that insane motor, because if you come over here and have a little look on this dash, you've actually got 5 power modes. I was in the top mode then, unleashing all of that 750 watt motor, and it tackled that sand really well, apart from me getting carried away and trying to turn too hard. Just along from that spot, found a little drop to try. I actually have already instantly noticed though, if you're not trying to do stupid stuff, these fat tyres are sick. Never actually ridden a bike with tyres this wide and fat, and they just instantly grip to all this sort of crappy flooring basically. Right, that little drop was sick. I'm going to try this bigger one now, give the suspension a proper testing. Okay then, here we go, off the slightly bigger drop. Nice. So windy down here, but look at the minimal effort to just get up something like that, not even pedaling. Well, good. Let's move to a different spot, see what other stuff we can do. We've come along down the beach and there's this sort of like broken bit of stair set here that's just along the flat. So I'm going to sort of come in along this beach, go over them, give a good test of this nice suspension setup and also these fat tyres. Probably won't feel like much at all, I think. So as you can see in that slow-mo, the suspension's set up quite soft and nicely, and I actually didn't notice them bumps whatsoever. I think we were actually going along the steps the wrong way as well, so technically it should have been really horrible to go over. So this is definitely a sick bike to commute around on. And speaking of commuting, the battery on this lasts 50 miles, which is quite insane. It's actually to London from where we live. It's a 5-hour charge time for total charging, and the battery itself is 48 volts. Don't know if that's any good, but sounds it. I've found this little sort of cliff edge thing on the beach here, so I'm going to try and climb up it. It's quite slippy though, but then I can drop off this bit, come down this nice little section into the sand. That's not the nicest bike to push up a hill, I will admit. Maybe if I just wasn't weak and stuff, then it would be way nicer. Cool. Can't actually breathe. Just in this cool little zone for a cinematic cliff edge bomb. Okay then, here we go, down this little droppy cliff face zone. Oh my god! Huge bottom out, and nearly took myself out nearly on that drop that I didn't drop off, but that was well sick. So as I mentioned earlier, this has 5 power modes. In the bottom power mode, which is eco, it goes a top speed of 20 kilometers an hour. If you just pump that up all the way to power, then you unleash 49 kilometers an hour, which is actually so fast. Well good for bombing around. Now come to a new day and we're in an urban environment. There's this sick little feature here along with this nice hill climb that I imagine won't be much of a problem on this sick bike. I'm actually in one of the lowest power modes, and it's still pretty easy to get up this quite steep hill with not too much effort. But I do want to just bomb back down, put it in full power, and then show you how even easier, literally no effort, actually not even putting power in the pedals, so slow, well good at climbing. What a dream. After everything we've done so far, I've still got 75% of battery, and that does include sort of biking here and there and bits you won't have seen. It's doing quite well. I think I should find 1 or 2 more things to do, so let's. Found this little slide feature here on the way that's like made for going down on your bike. So if I just line it up, well good, sick. Due to the step-through nature of this frame, I feel as though a one-footed can on that little step up might be an applicable option. Let's see what happens. Oh my god, Superman. Yeah, one thing I've noticed, these pedals aren't the grippiest, I will be honest. Might have been something to do with it. Let me do that properly then. So this bike definitely does work on trails and some little jumps here. Not really what it's meant for. This is made to be a sort of commutey bike, but at least you know if you sort of find yourself ending up in some woods full of jumps that you'll be able to do a few on the way to work. So yeah, pretty good really. Right, we've come down to the woods now. Sam's going to follow me with a GoPro on his head. I want to sort of give it a test on some bikey trails. Hopefully the fat tyres give a lot of grip in all the corners, and yeah, we'll see if it performs like an all-rounder e-bike. Pull away with some ferocious power. Big oh no. Didn't know what was going on there. That was all new, that bit. Oh my god. Quite softly set up the suspension. I probably should have checked that a bit. Coming down into some berms now. Feeling quite good though. Oh. Oh. Sick. That was so good. That was actually incredible. Oh, it's got a brake light as well. Oh yeah? Didn't even realise. Yes, quite cutty in the corners actually, by not doing anything. Like, easy to control though because of the fat tyres, which is cool. We're gonna have another go down another trail here. This one's got some slightly bigger jumps and should be a overall faster trail, so we'll see how that goes. Starting off on this berm into a double table with a huge case, but we're powering on through around this berm. Bigger jump there, nice little gap, table holding itself quite well. Oh, you can just sit down around these berms. Sick. Well, good. So then that pretty much wraps up what we're going to do testing wise on this video, but I've actually really enjoyed riding this bike. I think it's probably the best one that I've been sent and have had on this channel so far. Just so good with these huge fat tyres. I can just see everyone riding around on these in all sorts of locations. To remind you before we fully end the video, 48-volt battery which lasts for 50 miles, 5-hour charge time. We've got Shimano gears on here, obviously dual suspension, the 4-inch fat tyres, nice little bike rack that we didn't mention earlier, and BaFang motor with 80 Newton meters of torque, which you can definitely feel when you're in that top power mode going 30 miles an hour down straight roads, which is actually one of my more favourite things about the bike. If you guys sort of took a fancy in this bike, if you have a look in the description, there'll be a link down there where you can check this thing out, and there'll be a little discount code if you should decide you actually want one. But other than that, see you in the next video.